Hello everyone, my name is Hubert and I'm a programmer and game director for SCP Secret Laboratory. Over the last 8 months, our team has redesigned and revamped one of the most iconic locations in the game, the Heavy Containment Zone. Many have inquired as to why we have funneled so many resources into its development and why we haven't prioritized other zones such as the infamous Surface Zone. In today's devlog, we'll answer these questions and take a deep dive into how HCZ Overhaul came to be. We'll also be hearing from other developers about their efforts and contributions. First of all, our work into the new Heavy Containment Zone was important to establish a sort of benchmark for all future plans related to zones. We've managed to develop workflows and gained enough experience to be able to confidently say that this will be our new standard for environment design moving forward. Still, why Heavy Containment Zone? Aesthetically, the HCZ is an industrial area. Most of our creations were made with reusability in mind, which could potentially expedite the development of future projects by integrating new textures, props, and mechanics. These include concrete materials, weathering effects, cleaning supplies, fire extinguishers, just to name a few. In the beginning, there were no plans to make any gameplay changes at all. The focus was placed on improving readability of the zone and possibly fixing some geometry. The old Heavy featured only a few textures. Most of them either lacked sufficient contrast with the environment or were metallic, causing them to absorb a significant amount of light when rendered by the engine.
After receiving feedback from players, we decided to increase the brightness in some parts of the HCZ. However, we could not endlessly cover up HCZ issues. Lighting doesn't work on such geometries or textures and materials, so tweaking lights would result in a poor visual appearance. So I experimented in order to find a balance between materials, textures, lights, and optimization. Along the brainstorming period, we were discussing pros and cons about reworking different zones for the future of the game. In the end, we decided HCZ was the best candidate. It could speed up future zones rework by implementing better pipelines and reworking many different tools, not only for the art side, but for the programming and design side as well.
The new Heavy Containment Zone features a very noticeable change, the lack of doors in some areas.
I wanted to make sure that heavy containment felt open and expansive, so my first step was to remove every removable door and see how it played out. And removing almost all doors, as you might have expected, completely ruined the chases. The next step was to introduce new obstacles, which came in the form of the node system. So far, we've added 2 new types of obstacles, the first being the containment bulkhead, a faulty system designed to contain SCPs that is clearly no longer functioning. The second piece of the node system, doorway objects, commonly referred to as map clutter by most, is there to create randomization and unexpected variation in the map while adding more spots humans can use, whether to juke SCPs, find cover in gunfights, or as hiding spots.
One of our early goals was to open up the hallways. In this way, some rooms will need doors to connect them. This led to the creation of the new room connector system, which combines rooms in multiple ways, handling everything from dynamically spawning doors to, with recent additions, empty hallways. Enabling the system to create empty hallways also allowed us to add other props, which we know as clutter. As a result, the map gains a more maze-like randomized feel.
Nuke Room has been a rather uninteresting place for a long time, so even if it had no gameplay issues, I'd have wanted to change it up anyways. Primarily, the Nuke Room was far too easy to camp inside of. It had one elevator which faced the entire room, the layout was boring, and there was no opportunity for any interesting combat. The new layout turns the Nuke Room from a room you are forced to deal with in order to activate the warhead into its own dedicated sub-area with plenty of avenues of movement.
We're very happy with how the new Heavy Containment Zone is looking so far. The most valuable takeaway we've gotten from this venture is experience. With the experience we've gained, on top of the time, effort, and passion we pour into our work, we're certain that we can deliver something that we can truly be proud of. And who knows, perhaps our future zone updates will look even better.